We may make you cry, but this is about a celebration. It's about a celebration of all of you in the industry who make a difference for children and community. We're going to go through some awards. We're going to present some awards. You're going to see some of the organizations that work in this industry accept awards. And we're going to give some fun things away. So thank you again. For those of you who are unfamiliar with us or are learning about us for the very first time, Comic Book for Kids, or CB4K as we call it, is the largest charity in the world for comic books and pop culture items to children in hospitals and cancer centers. Before I go on any further, I'm Mark Weiss, and this is Michelle. We are the founders of CB4K, and I really have to tip my hat to Michelle as well, because she's the one, if you reach out on social media that answers your questions, that is my front line, so thank you, Michelle. So we provide comic books, manga, coloring books, toys, action figures. The line keeps getting bigger and bigger. When we first started, and this is not an exaggeration, we got this little box. We put like 10 comics in there. We ship them to hospitals. Because it's kind of like going to your friend's house for dinner. They haven't ever tasted the food, and you're really not sure what much you want to eat. Just kind of take a little bit and say, hey, this is pretty good, and you take more. And that's what happened to us. Our boxes went from like this size to where they now weigh about 30 pounds. So we put together a 1-minute highlight reel from last year, so we'll go through that, and then we'll continue on.
We're a small shop up there in PA, but it's worth the try. Thank you very much.
When I needed a source of comfort in my life as a kid, the Superman represented that to me. And it's great to be able to give that message to kids too.
We love working with comic books for kids.
My daughter was in the hospital last year. That's why we immediately connected to it.
Being able to draw my favorite superheroes and contribute to this in any way is such an honor. So thank you so much for having me.
I know he's here watching and would be extremely happy to see us because comic books for kids meant so much to him.
I didn't think I could cry in that. Here's the cover of issue 2.
I truly hope to see all of you here again next year. Thank you so much. Show of hands who were here last year. Yeah, thanks guys, that means a lot. So what are we giving away today? CB4K Awards, recognizing those in the industry. We have some very specific awards that we give out. So our Publisher of the Year Awards, we do a Game Publisher Award, and we do a Retailer Award. We're going to start out with an individual who has almost become synonymous with comic book for kids. You see him here. We love working with this gentleman, and now we are thrilled to say that this individual has been actually helping us create our own books on behalf of the kids. Our very own George Clooney. wait, the AI kicked in. This is our dog.
Thanks, guys. This is really cool, man. When Mark Weiss said it, he wanted to tell me what they do. They make books and send them to kids in hospitals. And we talked a few years ago about maybe what would it take for us to make our own books. And I said, all I had to do was draw it, and we find a printer, and then send them the book. They'll make the book. So we figured out how, and now it's such a cool thing to do, to know that I'm gonna make a book with original characters, original stories that kids are gonna read. The kids that can't really get to books easily because they're stuck in a hospital with things in their arms, and just to bring them joy where they get a box of books and an RDB and Misha in there, they can read their adventures. So I'm real happy and real honored to be doing this with these guys. Oh, yeah.
Awesome, sure.
Oh, yeah, and I don't know if you see the back. They're available, they're on so it's like if you want to, next year we'll all be wearing them. But thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's give away some stuff. Let's give away some stuff.
Already?
Yeah, why not? All right, why
Is
not?
that the exclusive?
Yeah, so-
Comic books for kids number 2
It is.
available today for the first time?
It's available for this is actually the very first day. So this is issue number 2 that Art announced last year. It's available at his booth and ours. It's an all ages book. It's adorable. And Art's gonna give away 3 of them. Would you please?
This one?
They're all the same number.
No, you probably went on 3.
First one is 304003.
Of course you're in the back.
Next one is 009, last number 304009. All right. The next, final, 304022. Whoa!
Wow. Thanks. All right. I'm super excited to continue because this is an individual, actually it's a group of individuals who were winners last year, and they came up with the concept of having a Comic-Con and a fundraiser all together. And what they do is online interviews, and people donate, and they call it not a fundraiser, but I think incredibly clever, a fundraiser. I am very thrilled to recognize Kelly Gunter and the name of the folks below who cannot be here, all spent hours, months working on this. Kelly, please come up and be recognized.
And I do have a couple of my panelists in the audience. So I have Jody McAfee. Is it McAfee or McAfee?
McPhee.
McAfee, sorry.
Yes.
Jody McPhee and Elaine Haygood. Am I pronouncing your names right now?
Yes.
From Comic Book Spectrum, they had a great panel both this year and last year. It's really a team effort with the Multiverse fundraiser. We put on a virtual convention that spans 3 days. It's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of fun, and it's so much work. But it's really great to be able to serve comic books for kids that way, and I'm honored that you let us work with you.
Thank you, Kelly. This group isn't here. They actually were planning on flying in. But how's it going? We reached out to this group. We like adding cool stuff to our boxes. And we're always thinking about what can we add to our boxes that really make a fun, deliverable gift to kids. And we wanted to reach out to an organization that I bet so many of you like. It's called Entertainment Earth. And I know you guys all know who Entertainment Earth is. Well, Entertainment Earth heard about us and they send us stuff all the time now. They actually were trying to fly in from California to be here, just to show how much they support us. And of course, it is. But we did mail their award out, and I wanted to ensure that people were recognized. So, round of applause one more time for everything. This retailer has a special place in my heart because what they do every year is reach out to their customers. And they tell their customers that collecting items, toys, action figures, games, comic books, graphic novels, to be handed out to kids. They're in Pennsylvania. So what they do is they drive up from Pennsylvania to deliver it, and they did that yesterday, and they've been doing that for years. It is indeed a pleasure to recognize Chris Gallagher from Craven Comics for a C2E2 award. I knew Chris wasn't sure if he was going to be here or not. He's probably going to come walking in. In which case, we'll give him the award as a thanks. But just an incredible retailer to commit to driving for 12 hours. And when I told him he was getting the award, it's like, that's not why we do it. It's like, I know, but this is why we recognize it. This retailer is a sponsor of our Superman comics. So every year, we do the Superman 39. Every year we do this with 2 different covers. And this retailer heard about us, and they put a full-page ad in to help us pay for the cost of this book. We are through, I think, is my comic shop here? Is anybody? Wonderful. Can you guys, both you guys, come on up. Let's go. Really appreciate them, because year in, year out, all I do is make a phone call and say, we're doing the book. And they say, send us the invoice. We got you, we got your back. That's an incredible retailer, and thank you. Say a few words.
All right. I won't hold y'all too long, but on behalf of my comic shop / Lone Star Comics, we graciously and humbly accept this award. Comic books for kids is a mission and a noble cause that the Saunders and so many of us at MCS are proud to support and spread. As you can see by us having the CB4K logo at the bottom of all of our web pages and us advertising in the DC variant every year. We are proud to serve y'all as y'all have served so many. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much. By the way, for those of you who are, you can kind of see it, but this is what the plaque looks like. It's actually a pretty heavy glass plaque, and the image is actually physically engraved onto the glass or infused in the glass. I showed it to one person who thought you put a piece of paper in there. No, we don't put a piece of paper in there. It's actually infused. 5 years ago or so, and this is a true story, you hear people saying they woke up at 3 o'clock with an idea. I woke up at 3 o'clock with an idea. Why? I don't know, but it was 3 o'clock. And I remembered a book during DC's rebirth era, where Superman went to the Metropolis Children's Hospital, brought the Justice League in. The name of the book, the name of the story, was Goodnight Moon. And if you remember that story, as a child as well. And it occurred to me, how cool would it be if we could take that book and maybe do an artist jam every year with a couple different covers. And so we reached out. And when you do what we do here, you expect no, you hope for yes, but you expect no. And DC was so accommodating. They said, well, listen, we got to check with Warner, but we love the idea. We'll make it a couple weeks. The next day, their response was, we're in. And for the last 4 years, we have been reprinting this book and giving it to children across over 200 hospitals in Canada and all North America. We are very, very thrilled to recognize, by the way, this is, for those of you who are interested, this is what the covers were like last year. And we came up with a crazy idea of what if we could get Jerry Ordway and Chrissy Zullo to make matching covers for this year. And so guess what? We did, and so Jerry kind of created a matching cover with villains, you know, Chrissy, talk about timing, we didn't know about the Supergirl and the Super Pets, but we decided we kind of cool to do it, did the matching cover. If you guys want to see what these look like, you can come by our booth because we just show them. But we're very thrilled to have Brittany come on behalf of DC to accept our publisher award.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany Holzer from DC Comics. I just wanted to thank the team here on behalf of Matt Keller, Aaron Kim, and Michael McAllister. They've enjoyed working with Mark and Comic Book for Kids. It's so fulfilling knowing that this work we're doing is having a positive effect on children in hospitals. But also me sitting here and listening to all the stories so far, and I'm sure I'll be crying by the end, like Mark said. I may work with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman on a daily basis, but these families and care providers are the real life heroes. The kids, they inspire us, and I'm so happy to go back to work on Monday, ready to create more stories for them.
You know what, let's do giveaways. Let's do giveaways. Let's give away some Jerry comics.
All right, we have 30401 Got one there? 304008. Got another one over there. Did you guys get all the tickets over there? Just wondering. Okay, last one, best one. 304024.
Got a phone call a few years ago. Hey, Mark, we're going to be at New York Comic Con. I'd love to do an artist jam for you. I said, I'd love for you to do an artist jam for us. And that became an ongoing relationship that we have with the premier, finest grading company in the world, C2E2. They created their own logo for us for a period of time, and every year now they do events for us, or they provide a 9.8 signed book for us to raffle off to raise funds. We are thrilled to welcome a CB4K award to our friends from CGC.
Hello everyone. Usually have someone like really pretty and bubbly like Brittany up here. She couldn't make it, so she sent me to say thank you. Seriously, like on the behalf of CGC, like we're just honored to be just a small part of this like huge thing that you guys do. You know, you guys bring inspiration and joy and hope to kids when they need it most, and we really look forward to continuing to support and doing more with you guys in the future. So, thank you all.
Thank you so much. It was a year really after we had formed. There was a distributor called Diamond, many of you remember Diamond. And they had events where retailers would come in, vendors would come in, and it was really like a comic industry show for people to learn about what would come in. DC would be there, and they would present what's coming down, because gentleman came up to us by the name of John Enck, with his wife Mary, and said, we've been looking for an organization that we can contribute to. And we love what you're about. And starting next week, we're going to, every week, do live streams on Facebook and send you the money. Now, if I had $1 for every person that told me they're gonna give me $1, but something magic happened, because we were a new organization trying to get our footing. And the next week, several $100s came in, several $100s came in. And the following week that happened. And that continued for 5 years straight. The name of the organization was Hooked on Comics. They were a 5-time Retailer of the Year award. John got cancer. And we talked with him throughout the whole process. Last year, his wife, Mary, how many of you were here to remember Mary coming up and accepting the award? We recognized John for his contribution. But something magic happened in between last year and this year, because Hooked on Comics evolved into a new organization called Hooked on Sabers. And his son, Michael Enck, reached out to me and said, we're going to continue to work with you, and we are going to continue to support you. And so we are honored. This was John and Mary, who you remember that news last year. We are incredibly honored to welcome Michael Enck with the CB4K Award for continuing the legacy with Hooked on Sabers.
Say anything? Sure.
It's up to you.
I had speech. I don't know. I like a wine. So I haven't realized it's been 8 years now since we started this. I remember Dad coming home talking to us about it, and I was like, you know what? It's a great idea. I like that. I like what they're doing. I love the contributions that they do. All the differences they make to all the kids in all the hospitals. And it's just something I know he wanted me to continue doing. So here I am.
Thank you, Mary. A little bit more about who we are. My name is Mark Weiss, and I am the founder and president of an organization called Comic Books for Kids. 6 years ago this month, we embarked on a journey of passion and heart. Our goal was to make a difference for children in hospitals and cancer centers. Little could we have ever imagined the response we have now. Starting with just hopes and dreams, we had no money for our mission. We had no product to give to the hospitals, and we had only called a couple hospitals and asked them, if we were to provide you with comic books, would you be interested? And they said yes. So we embarked on a 1-year journey to make a difference for these kids. We realized that even though we can't take away the reason these children are in hospitals, we can perhaps, while they are there, let them fly like a superhero, be princes and princesses, and embark on a mystical and magical journey to take them away from where they are in that hospital bed. Today, and thanks to your support, we are thrilled to say that we are now the largest charity in the U.S., supporting well over 200 hospitals in all 50 states for not only comic books, but for other pop culture items like Funko Pops, action figures, coloring books, Spanish bilingual items, backpacks, and more. When we received materials that were inappropriate for the young ones, we started a sister charity called Comic Book for Troops. Overnight, we became the largest charity in the U.S. for these same items to all branches of the military. want to thank our friends for providing us their support and for allowing us means to make so many happy with their gracious gift to us. I wasn't going to show that, but since some of you haven't seen this, I thought I'd go through it, and I just realized that we need to do a quick edit. We now say 9 years ago, not 6 years ago. This individual is not here. This individual had planned to be here. This individual bought an airline ticket. This individual bought hotel tickets. And this individual called me and said, TSA is telling us that there's a 5-hour wait for me to get there. So they absolutely apologize. And he actually wrote this very beautiful speech that he wanted me to read. I am not going to read the beautiful speech other than to share with you. It really was a very beautiful speech, but it was a little bit lengthy. But Bill Shealy, who runs The Adventure Begins, also that has a half-page ad in our Superman comic, sends us materials, sends us donations, and really wanted to be here. And basically did share in his note that he was absolutely thrilled and honored to be participating with an organization who makes a difference for kids in the community. So a round of applause for Bill. This is interesting. A couple of years ago at C2E2, we brought up the founder of Funko. And he came up and he said he wants to do more with comic book for kids. And then he left Funko. But he started this organization called Rocky Moto. And everywhere you look, these things are sold out. I mean, Google it, Rocky Moto sells out. But he sends us the stuff. So we figured, well, guess what we can do? We have some. So we're going to give away some Rocky Moto. So, hey Dom, you want to pull some? You want to pull a few? Don works with us. He is a
Okay, first one is 304032. 304002. And last up, 304006.
Keep going.
Keep going, okay. 304028. And we have 304033.
People left and their numbers are gone.
That's what was bold. What are the odds, right? How about 304007? 007. Is there a James Bond? Last call, 007.
Must have a mission.
Important, right?
That's why Don realizes he's reading them backwards.
How about 304037?
We were concept idea. It was 2017. We wanted to be a charity. Didn't know what we were getting into. We created the website, and it was late in 2017, and then we decided to go to our first event in since 2018. And we walked up and we had a website, and I had business cards that literally had been printed the night before. Our website basically said, hey, we're a charity, you want to work with us? How's that? We walked up to the IDW booth and said, my name is, our mission is to provide comics to kids in hospitals and cancer centers. Would you like to work with us? He said, absolutely. I go, really? Because again, you hope for yes, right? But you don't expect yes. And it started with us at IDW. And what you're seeing there are the books that we just received in the last 90 days from IDW, the graphic novels that we get, where we are putting all of those 5, 6, or 7 books in each box as for the kids. They are not comics, those are graphic novels that are fairly thick. We are absolutely thrilled and honored to provide a publisher award to IDW. By the way, we also are doing a variant at our table right now, which many of you know, it's our Turtles variant. Who do we have here from IDW? Wonderful, please come. He texted me at the very last minute saying, just kidding.
I'm Tia Chuck. I'm an editor from IDW, and on behalf of IDW, I just want to say what an honor it is to accept this award. It's such a privilege to be able to be involved with such a worthy initiative. And while we appreciate the recognition, I do just want to thank the kids for all of their work in making a difference in the lives of children who are in cancer centers and hospitals.
Thank you so much. You know what? Let's come back up. Let's give away some more 007 numbers that nobody's here for. Because we're going to give away some of these. IDW ones.
Three 04014.
Oh.
304036. 304012. Three 04016.
Joe.
I can't record it. I can't record this thing. I had a reason not to go up there.
It started with an email. Hey, Mark, we run a monthly comic book show out of Long Island, New York, and we'd like to work out some kind of donation box promotion for your company. Please email us so we can further discuss this. It's like, hey, what do you think? Well, we're going to start doing a show every single month. And we'd love to send you donations of cash and comics. I said, really? Yeah. And they do. Every month for the past year, unless there is a hiccup or they have a month off, we get donations of toys, action figures, very cool stuff, and donations. Mark Torres, are you here?
I am here.
All right, man, come on.
I'm actually representing the Route 110 Comic Show. It is run by Greg Iosa. I'm just a peon, but I actually had met Mark in 2020, the year of the pandemic. It was just before the pandemic. He's an amazing guy, and he was in the back of my head when I heard about this convention. I My boss said, hey, we would like to work for charity. I was like, I know these guys, maybe they'll be interested. We are a New York-based comic book show, but they're in Chicago, and we kind of worked out. That was my email. And because they work with kids in cancer, my mother died of cancer. And it's really cool that I can't imagine a kid being in that situation. And for these guys to do such a great thing, to bring entertainment and some type of little joy that can bring them through it, and hopefully that can survive, and they'll remember this experience for the rest of their lives. It's an amazing, amazing company. So thank you for this on behalf of the Wood 110 Comic Show and Greg Iosser. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Steve Rude is an incredibly talented artist. And Steve and his wife reached out to us about a year ago saying, you know, we would love to send you some of Steve's latest graphic novels. Would that be okay? It may not be appropriate for kids, maybe for teens. Give it the truth. Sure. And then the boxes arrived, and they arrived, and they kept on arriving. Steve was actually going to film a video clip to say thank you, and decided that he wanted to get the flu. So he's not here. And he gave me this very long speech, which is very eloquent. And I'm just going to share with you that he was very humbled and honored to receive the award, and just said thank you. So, you know, I tip of the hat to Mr. Steve Rude for his courtesy, and the whole family for helping us out. Paizo is an organization that works with us. Every year, they do something called Humble Bundle. You guys know what Humble Bundle is? It's a very cool program where you can digitize content, and then people can buy the product, and proceeds go to a charity. And Paizo, for the last several years, has gifted us with that honor. So we were honored to present their CEO with the Publisher of the Year award. They're in California, but they expressed their appreciation, and we wanted to share that with all of you. Another retailer award for the gentleman who sent us 100 copies of Batman Deadpool for the troops, and then 100 copies of the new Batman. And was always doing fundraisers for us. This is my friend John Moore from Comic Works, an incredible gentleman who is always helping us, is always doing events with us, is planning on doing more events with us. John, please come up and be recognized. Great to see you.
I appreciate this. This charity means a lot to me. I've got so many personal connections to this. I mean, to me, kids in hospitals who don't understand what they're going through, in most cases. I actually have a grandson that was born premature and has a lot of medical issues and spends a huge percentage of his time in the hospital. And he's not old enough to have any clue of what's going on. So this, this organization, like I said, I've got a lot of personal connections to this, and I'm hitting that point where I'm going into retirement, and I just look forward to being able to continue to do things with these guys as my time frees up a little bit.
So for what it's worth, John, I decided to go into retirement about 7 or 8, 9 years ago, and so there's always things to do. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, and also I'm a veteran too, so the church side is
very, very good.
Just everything you do.
Thank you for
everything you do. Thanks.
We went to a show a couple of years ago, and these gentlemen were words. His words are so appropriate for the book. Came by and they saw our Superman variants. What are those? Those are Superman variants. We know variants. We really know our variants. How come we haven't seen them? Because you haven't taught to me yet. And from that discussion bloomed an incredible partnership, and one I am probably the most proud of. Well, I'm proud of all of them, but this one means a lot to me. That's their logo. For those of you, many of you, probably many of you in this room work with them. Of course, I'm talking about Cover Price. These are some of their screens. If you want to know what variants are here at C2E2, you can click on their site. You don't even have to be a subscriber, although you should be because their site's amazing. You can see all the variants that they have here at this show, and they do this for all the shows. It's a real pleasure to welcome Matt and John from Cover Price for CD4K.
So it's funny, Mark was spot on. We were literally walking out at Comics Pro and we saw this booth and we were just like, huh. And Matt was like, is that Chrissy Zulu? Is that, you know, and he kind of saw it cover. And we started talking, and then we found out what your mission is and what you guys do. Yeah. And it really hit home, and you know, it's funny, we started at the same time. We also launched our website in 2018, and to see us all kind of going through that same journey together. So what we did is, we worked with eBay Live, you guys know eBay, and we did a giveaway. We went and gathered all the exclusives at C2E2 last year, and then we did the same thing, I think, at San Diego, and we just gave them away, and people, well, we didn't give them away, we asked people to leave a donation with that, and all the stuff that we earned from that, we gave to C2E2, and you know, it was a really great experience. I think it really put some meaning behind it. Beyond that, I mean, I just had a baby last year, and you know, you never think about kids being sick, and you think you're gonna get sick. Thankfully, he's healthy, but just it hits differently when you realize that something that you love so much, someone that you love so much, could be hurt and be suffering. And you know, comics aren't just stories; they're escapes, and to be able to provide an escape for someone who is sick and believes so strongly what they're reading is real, you know, I think that makes a huge difference, and it really helps with that experience. So.
Well, it's also a double whammy, like, right? Like, one, you're helping kids cheer up in the hospital, and two, you're turning them into comic readers, which is something this industry definitely needs, you know? And it is true, it's such a simple thing, but like, to get them hooked on comics, to have an emotional connection to them at an early age is kind of how or why we're here. You know, many of us, there's conventions around the world for comics. We need that for kids. So anything we like to do that also supports the industry and kind of grows the industry and start planting seeds. You know,
we're thinking long term.
Yeah, I think it is that there is like there's an extra benefit on top of it. So you know, it is such a special organization that does more than just cheer them up too. It also supports the industry. So there is a lot of power there. Yeah. First group hug of the convention.
We were actually hoping to get Chrissy here. We saw her many times yesterday. We saw her many times today. Chrissy said, come get us. But when you're as popular as Chrissy Zulo, you are pulled into panels and meetings and discussions. So when you see her, please congratulate her. But last year, we did something really cool for Chrissy. We brought her up on stage and we gave her this award plaque. Well, we're going to give her this today because we know where her booth is. We're going to kind of surprise her with this because she does not know she's getting this. But we took the cover from last year, and it's a matching cover. It's a matching plaque to the cover. So we are going to take this after the show to Chrissy's table. She probably still won't be there because she's that popular. But if you see her, please congratulate her. Isn't that really nice?
Can we order one of those?
yes, actually, I have an the gentleman that does this for us, we do pay for him, and I can share with you how you can have any comic that you want. What he does is he basically asks you to send him a few copies. Hopefully you don't want to do a whole 181 because he cuts it up, right? But he'll cut it up and make a really nice three-dimensional collage for you. But what we're going to do now is, because Chrissy's not here, is we're going to bring Brittany back up to give away a few of the Chrissy Zula comics.
It also helps that I work on Supergirl, so I'm a little biased on this cover. It's pretty incredible. So let's do the first one. 304035. I feel like instead of the ticket, we should make someone name all the characters on the cover. We'll do raffle this time. 304025. There we go. And the final one. 304021. There you go. Back it up.
That's right.
When in doubt, put it back in front of
I don't know if you guys heard that, but can anybody name the characters? Well, okay, Streaky, right?
Crypto.
Bad Cow.
Bad
And
Cow.
of course,
Ace.
That is Ace. Does anyone know the squirrel though?
Oh, do you know where?
Yes.
Chip, yep.
Oh, Chip.
I just realized there was a squirrel.
Chip is not like that.
That's what I
Looked at this cover 100 times and I didn't realize there was a squirrel. Squirrel. Wait, what was the name of the squirrel? That squirrel? Of course not.
Next year.
Yeah. This individual became a pest, really. Mark, how can I help? Mark, I want to help. Michelle, would you? I really want to help. What can we do to help? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a podcast with you guys. Okay. It was a great podcast. This gentleman was amazing. It was a great interview. It was a phenomenal interview. We enjoyed the heck out of it. It's like, I want to work with this guy. And then he kept on asking me. And I said to him, Michelle said to him, be careful what you ask for, you might just get it. So we were approached by an organization called Westfield Comics in Wisconsin. And they said, hey, we got some stuff for you. And in conversation with this gentleman, he goes, you know what? I'll tell you what, I'll just drive up to Wisconsin, and I'll drive it all the way back down to your shop. It's like, dude, you don't have to do that. He goes, no, I really want to do that. I want to help. And well, this gentleman actually did indeed do that. And we're talking about Dominic Padula, who not only drove 6 hours, Dominic?
About 4.
You're lying, it was 6. Then you had to go back home.
True, so 6 total.
Okay, 6 total. Yeah, so we are honored and thrilled to present Dominic with the Stephen Cornelius Award. By the way, in the spirit of full disclosure, Dominic kept on doing more and more. We have an advisory board. And what we do with the advisory board is for people who want to make a difference and make suggestions to all of us. They join our advisory board, and they basically provide input to the organization, and that comes back to both Michelle and myself as to how we grow. And we've asked Dominic to be part of our advisory board, so we're thrilled to have you with the award certificate.
started a year ago at this exact same convention. I approached Mark and Michelle, and it's been an amazing ride since then. I was honored to have them on my podcast. I'm just somebody with a media outlet that wanted to amplify this amazing organization, and cheers to what's to come and to an amazing year and years ahead.
You may not have this one queued up. All right, it's very special because it doesn't work. I'm going to tell you guys a story. I got a phone call. Get your Kleenex out. I got a phone call a few years ago. Mark, want to help? Says, I live in St. Louis and I want to take some comics to kids in hospital. Okay? Can you help? Sure. Just give you a little bit more. Just call you back. Can I call you back? Days go by. All right, this is great. My company has allowed me to take some time off to go during the day and make a difference and bring comic books to kids in the hospital. And I know I'm not part of your organization, but how do I do this? I said, well, let me see what I can do. Now, back in the day, in St. Louis, there was a publisher called Lion Forge. They were since acquired by a company called Oni. But I called Lion Forge and said, there's a gentleman in St. Louis that wants to pick up some comics. He is not part of our organization, but he has my full support. Can you give him some all-ages material to provide to kids in the hospital? Sure. So I call him back and I say, okay, we've got that covered. I call the hospital and they say, absolutely, we can do this. This is just, actually, it was a few years ago, but it was right before COVID. And the hospital said he needs to come in and talk with us so we can vet him and clear him, and we did that. So then he calls me back a week later and says, Mark, I got even better news. Yeah. He said, my company is going to allow me to buy a Batman costume. I can go to the hospital dressed as Batman. I'm so excited. Great. Said, let's get it set up. So he clears it with the hospital. He clears it with Lion Forge. He's going to go get comics. He's going to go to the hospital. He's going to dress up in this Batman costume, and he's going to go room to room to get comic books to the kids. So the day gets closer, and I say to him, I just have one favor to ask. I don't know how, but this is going to change your life in some way that neither of us will understand. But you're going to understand the impact of what this mission does when you do this. He said, I'm doing this weekend. I will call you after the event is concluded. I said, okay, so it's not during the week. No, we're doing, I want to do it, we change it on the weekend, and I'm going to be there at 1 o'clock, and we'll call you at 2. Okay. 1 o'clock comes by, he calls me and says, Mark, I'm really nervous. Any last second words? I said, enjoy the moment. It will be life-changing. So, call you now. 2 o'clock comes by. 3 o'clock comes by. I don't. It's only an hour visit, not even. 4 o'clock passes. Okay, maybe he's busy, maybe he's just excited, maybe he went out for pizza. 5 o'clock, I call him. And I hear a very shaken voice on the phone that says, oh. And I said, something happened. He says, yes. And I haven't been able to call you. Okay? I said, well, I went to the hospital dressed as Batman. And I walked into the first room and I got my bags of comics. There's a dad, little boy, walked walked in and they're smiling, and I give the bag of comics. They said, thank you. And I walk out and I go, wow, this is pretty cool. This is easy. I can do this. So I go to the next room, and there's a mom by the side of the bed, and I walk in and I start walking to the bed, and all of a sudden the mom looks at me, looks at the child, starts screaming and runs out the room. Says, Mark, I've been in this hospital 5 minutes, and I've already totally screwed something up. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. So the mom runs out into the hallway, and I, still dressed in my Batman costume, walk out, and I look at her, and I say, I'm so sorry, I don't know what I did. The mom looks at me and says, no, you don't understand. My child has been in this hospital bed for 3 weeks and has not said a single word until you walked in. I said, I'm sorry, I don't understand. She said, wiping away tears, when you walked in, you looked at me and said, Mommy, that's Batman. And he said, I was so glad I had my mask on because tears started streaming from my eyes. Because I never imagined the impact I could make. And the mother hugged me and said, thank you. You have no idea what you just did, but you did. And she gave me a hug and she didn't want it. And he said, I needed a few minutes myself before I collected myself and went into the next room, but I can't stop thinking about that child. And I love telling this story because it goes to the point that in a child's eyes, superheroes are real, and what they do and their exploits are very, very special. Heroic means something. And I wanted to share that with you because this is who we are and this is what we're about. We're about making a difference. And again, this isn't something that we did, right? This is something we enabled by being who we are. Not something we did, yet I love telling the story because it goes to the heart of this industry and the impact that superheroes can have on the shows. I wanted to share that with all of you. We're getting to the last few minutes here where we wrap up, and I wanted to share this with you. We talked about this cover, and right before the holidays, December, I got this email with this picture. This is not AI, this literally happened. And I will read this to you. It said, hi, I am so sorry. I know this is a long shot, but you never know unless you ask. I have a daughter named Kara Zora, named after Supergirl, and she has 22q, which has affected her body in a few ways that have resulted in a lot of surgeries, tests, and therapies, all by age 5. You guys recently got a comic of Supergirl in a hospital with a little girl and a bunch of super pets. It would mean so much to our family if we could figure out how to purchase it. Kara wore her Supergirl shirt during her last surgery. Please, she is 5 and seeing herself with her namesake would make her day. Well, the first thing we did was take a look at what 22q was, because we wanted to understand. And it basically goes to the genes and your chromosomes. And unfortunately, 22q means a part of her DNA is actually missing. And that causes significant challenges such as learning disabilities, heart defects. I mean, this little girl's had multiple things. Well, we went to our suite and we packed up a significant amount of toys. We got her a couple comics and we mailed it out to her, and we thought that was going to be it. But what we did is we also put a letter in the box, and I'll read the letter we put in the box. Hi Kara, guess what? That is my name too. I was just giving the Super Pets some food when I saw the note from your mommy and daddy. She asked if we could send you this comic book with our family picture on the front. well, the Super Pets and I wanted to make sure that you had a fun holiday, so we had some extra goodies for you. We hope you like happy holidays, and thanks for being our best fan, Supergirl Kira. And we sent that out with her. And we sent her a copy of the comic and My Little Pony books and stuffed animal, and of course, like I said, that letter. Mom got back to us. We got a package. Thank you so much for everything. Kira was excited to get a message from the real Supergirl. This really means a lot to our family. You guys are amazing. Also, she loved the Vulpix, big Pokemon fan. And here are some pictures. Ready for the heart tug moment?
Yes.
All right, here we go. There's Kira with the stuff we sent her. But Mom said her favorite picture is her with the Supergirl. I love that. I love that story. All right, we're wrapping up. 2 years ago, it was 2024. And this guy came up and said, you know what, we're going to create a book for you, comic book for kids #1. And he goes, we'll have it. And a year later, we had it. And we have it, and Art's got it in his booth where he can sign it for all you guys. And we have it at our booth where we can not sign it for you guys.
What do you mean? You can sign it.
But then Art came back out last year and says, guess what? We're going to do issue #2. And now it's at his booth, or we can sign it for you. So we thought we'd bring Art back up because we're kind of hoping he has an announcement for us.
Creating comics is awesome. I sit home all day and I'm a cartoonist, so if you're an artist, musician, writer, actor, you're doing it for people to see your art, for people to see what you're doing. If nobody reads my comics, then where's the point? What's the point of doing them? So instead of making comic books and hopefully people buy them, we make comics and send them to the people here. Here, these are for you. So I'm so honored to make comic books for kids, and we are making issue #3. Yeah. And here you go. These might go to space in this issue. So you know what had to happen? They're gonna go to space, and that's Brubella. They meet Brubella on her planet. I don't want to spoil anything else, but that's what happens. So every issue I want to do a new character in every book. So these kids are gonna love it, and I can't imagine. And they don't know who I am. They don't know any of this. They don't know any comic book industries. They don't know any of this. But when they get this book, they're gonna like, just like you guys. Who's that blue lady? Who is that? So it's gonna be real fun.
Well, we actually have something for Mr. Art Balthazar as well. See, Art didn't know that. We didn't tell him that. We actually got a collage of issue #1 of Comic Book for Kids that we are honored to present to you. Stay up here for a second.
Let's stay up here.
Because Michelle, aka Mish, doesn't have a clue we did this for her, but we had one made for her because this girl is constantly working as many hours as I do, and she never gets, people say Mark, it shouldn't be Mark, it should be Mark and Michelle. This lady works as tirelessly as I do to make sure we do what we do, and Michelle, this is for you.
This is cool.
Thank you guys.
I'm gonna hang this in my bedroom.
In closing, each of you can win an award. You don't have to be in the industry. You just have to want to make a difference. You saw people come up today that just said, I want to make a difference. retailers that were here reached out to me, individuals that were here. This is about making a difference. Each of you can be a hero. I look forward to seeing you all next year. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. Wait, let me trick you guys. Wait, one more. Why not? Just because. 304031. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's get rocking. Raise your hand if you didn't get something, because we just love giving stuff.
Jambalaya.
Get better. Get better now. Get better. Duck in your front. I got one more. I got one more left.
I didn't get anything.
Back here.
Somebody else got some back.
By the way, I do have more of these. Just come by our booth. We'll take care of you. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.